Could the Canon EOS R5 Mark II take the lead as the inaugural Canon camera announcement for 2024? Or is Canon poised to shift its attention to the EOS R1, initiating an extensive teaser campaign starting next month to build up excitement and anticipation for the master of everything? Well, we've got some surprises, so stick around after this short message for all the details. But first, subscribe to stay up to date on the latest camera news. And for all the minor news stories, all those news stories not quite big enough to have their own separate video, follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter. The Camera Insider says, according to a reliable and well-trusted source, the unveiling of the Canon EOS R1 is expected to precede the announcement of the Canon EOS R5 Mark II. But this contradicts previous stories by both the Camera Insider and Canon Rumors that indicated that the Canon EOS R5 Mark II was to be unveiled before the upcoming CP Plus camera and photo imaging trade show that's held in Japan next month, which we have also believed was plausible, but without any specifications, leaked price or images, it's left many of us at best cautiously optimistic. Look, it's a no-brainer that it's coming, but the question is when, what are the specifications, and what is the price? It takes me back to the Camera Insider asking a very simple question. How good is this information? According to the Camera Insider, based on information provided to us, consider this to be in the bank. Now, as far as specifications, pricing, and leaked images, as we get closer to the date, that stuff will come out. So when can we expect the Canon EOS R1 to be announced? When will it start to ship? And what about the Canon EOS R5 Mark II? The Camera Insider says, with the spotlight firmly on the Canon EOS R1, along with new lenses, an announcement regarding the Canon EOS R5 Mark II is anticipated for mid to late summer of 2024. Okay, so we definitely have a date constraint there. The Olympics aren't going to move for Canon even if they can't get things ready in time. So the Canon EOS R1 needs to be ready for the Paris Olympics, which commences July the 26th. So when could we get an announcement? Well, to put things into perspective, the Canon EOS R1 Mark III, Canon's previous 1 series camera, was announced January 6, 2020, and later went on sale a month later on February 1, 2020. And then the Canon EOS R5 was announced 6 months later. Well, yeah, today is already January the 6th, 2024, so don't expect the announcement today, don't expect it this weekend, and I wouldn't expect any sort of announcement by Canon next week. So when might we get an announcement? Well, it's most likely that a long and drawn-out teaser campaign is supposed to start relatively soon, and that could happen with some sort of development announcement. But don't expect any sort of formal announcement by Canon, well, anytime before CP Plus, which is being held next month in Japan at the CP Plus Camera and Photo Imaging Trade Show that takes place between February the 22nd to the 25th. And again, it's important to draw this out because Canon Rumors has stated multiple times that the Canon EOS R1 will have some sort of slow teaser campaign. It's going to be the master of everything, and it's going to be a whole new camera built from the ground up, not from the parts bin. So we can expect Canon to use Q1, which we're already in right now, to build up anticipation and excitement for Canon's brand new flagship mirrorless camera, and that it will start shipping in Q2. So that brings us back to the Canon EOS R5 Mark II. When can we expect this camera? July the 30th will mark the 4-year mark since Canon announced and released the Canon EOS R5. But with the Paris Olympics coming up, starting on July the 26th, will Canon choose to announce the R5 before the Olympics, let's say May, June, or July? Or could they release the Canon EOS R5 Mark II after the Olympics, which could put it in August, or maybe even September or October? Well, let's take a look at history for perspective. The Canon EOS R5 Mark IV was announced in August, while the 5D Mark III was announced in March. But then the 5D Mark II was announced in September. So unfortunately, I was looking to historical data to sort of give us some sort of trend from Canon to give us an idea of when we could expect the Canon EOS R5 Mark II. but we didn't get that. It's all over the place. It could be March, could be August, it could be September. And here's what's most likely to happen. Canon's going to build up the anticipation for the Canon EOS R1 throughout Q1, and it's going to start shipping it sometime in, well, the second quarter. And the shipping date for the Canon EOS R1 is really going to help determine when it's going to free up Canon to start announcing the Canon EOS R5 Mark II. They need to make sure they've got enough units of the R1, because it won't look good if after doing their fanfare and their announcement of the Canon EOS R1 that they find out, oh, we're out of stock, you're going to be delayed a month, a couple of weeks, or 6 months. That's not going to look good. So I don't think we're going to get an announcement of the Canon EOS R5 until probably May at the earliest, and they could do June, they could even do July. But as history has shown us, the 5 Series can get announced at any time during the year, and we could get an announcement after the Olympics in August. Or Canon could choose to wait until things, well, die down a little bit and we're back going, summer's over, vacations are over, and the attention is back on the camera market, and we could have to wait until September or October. I know this information isn't going to make you happy, as some of you have already stated that you're willing to switch and move over to Sony if they don't make the announcement soon. But I don't make the news, I just report on it. And the good news is that the Canon EOS R1 is happening this year, as is the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, along with some lenses, and hopefully we get a big, and this is a big hope, that we get a big Sigma announcement in February as well, which is just next month. We're getting close, folks. We're right on the heels of the biggest trade show of the year, the CP Plus Photo and Imaging Trade Show that takes place in Japan between February the 22nd and the 25th. So I'm really hopeful. I'm looking at buying both of these two cameras. The good news that I'm looking at here is that at least Canon's separating the two, and hopefully they've learned their lessons from the R7, the R10, the R8, the R50, and the R5, the original, and that we're not going to have to wait many months for our cameras, that when they make the announcements, when these cameras are released and start shipping, that we'll actually be able to have them in our hands and we'll be able to own them. I can't wait. I'm tired of shooting with one camera, taking it off the mount, getting everything set up and ready for a video, to be able to actually have my camera right by my desk, right by my chair, so I'm ready to go out and shoot as soon as I get the call, instead of having to switch out lenses and go down to the studio right here and mess around with everything. I'm really looking forward to an announcement, and I was hoping for the R5 Mark II first, but according to the Camera Insider, that we can take this to the bank. The R1 is coming first. It's going to be announced first. And as far as a slow teaser campaign, if that is supposed to start really soon, I would expect actual leaks, real specifications on this camera, which we don't really have yet. We have had some conjecture, we've had some forecasting, and even Canon Rumors and the Camera Insider has given us a glimpse of what they think will be in this camera. A stacked sensor, definitely we're going to see that. An increased resolution, that's expected as well. The few things that are up in the air is, well, all the other specifications, but the price as well. And the Canon EOS R3 gave us a bit of a shock there, making us wonder if that came out at $5,000, well, $6,000, $5,999, would Canon push the EOS R1 to a staggeringly new high price? But as history has taught us, the 1 Series camera, as a new model comes out, sometimes the price goes up, but sometimes the price goes down. And the one thing that's going to tell from a US dollar point of view is the Japanese yen. And since 2020, the Japanese yen is down at least 30%. So there is a possibility that the price may not move too much. But again, it's that R3 that has many of us scratching our heads, wondering what the price will be of the Canon EOS R1. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below of what you think it will have in terms of specifications and price, and when we'll get the announcement and shipping date for both cameras. And if you're interested in purchasing any camera gear, lenses, or anything I've talked about in this video, or other things from Panasonic, from Adorama, B&H, and Amazon.com, then please consider using my affiliate links in the description down below, these ones right here, because, well, it really does help this channel grow. A big thank you to everybody that has supported my affiliate links in the past, because it's what has allowed me to purchase some of the most amazing camera gear that I've ever had in my life, such as the Canon RF 100 to 500 millimeter over on the shelf here. And on this side, I've got the Canon RF 200 to 800 millimeter, my new best, most enjoyable lens. The only problem is I love this with nature. It's teasing me right now. Since I bought it, I've only had 2 days where I had 2 hours of clear skies to be able to get out there and shoot. And since then, the weather's been terrible. It's been raining a lot. So I haven't been able to use it, but all the gear that I've got to thank every one of you for supporting me, because it's what's allowed me to get the Canon EOS R5, these lenses, and to be able to commit to you that yes, I'm definitely getting the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, and so long as the R1 is going to be the master of everything that it's built up to be, and it's not going to cost anything like $10,000 US, then yes, I'll be buying that camera as well. I've already got the funding in place, and it's because of you, from supporting this channel, from using my affiliate links. However, if you do use my affiliate links, just a bit of transparency, I do get 2 to 12% back, and that's what supports this channel. It allows me to fund some of these big purchases, despite being a rather rinky-dink channel with only 50,000 subscribers. But that's it for now. Have yourself a great weekend, and I wouldn't be surprised to see you again soon. This press release, well, I wouldn't say press release, but this story from the Camera Insider is likely to shake things up a little bit over the weekend. So I wouldn't be surprised by the new week if we start to get some information leaking out, or at least some more validation on this, because whenever we see something from Canon Rumors or the Camera Insider and they're saying that this is considered fact, it really does shake things up. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great weekend, and we'll see you again soon.